What is going on, guys? Victor here, and we got an iguana catch, clean, and cook today, which I'm super excited about. Now, iguanas are highly invasive in South Florida. The state actually, our FWC, encourages us to go out and capture them. You do not need a license to go ahead and harvest these. Common practice down here. We're gonna whip up some iguana gumbo later on. But before we move on, a message from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by the Butcher Box. And right now, till February 3rd, Butcher Box is hooking up my subscribers with free chicken wings for life. You guys heard that right. On the screen here is gonna be a special link you have to use to get that promo, as well as in the description box below. Now, I'm gonna dive more into that later when we get into the cooking section. Now let's go catch some South Florida green iguanas. All right, guys, I just rolled up to the first spot, and there's this little ledge right here. Brooke and I were here yesterday. Sun's coming out, and you can see them kind of moving. They're all staging up to go on the bank so that that way they can suntan. But let me show you if I can sneak up on these guys. There's a bunch of small ones here, not ones we want to eat, but just want to show you. You got to be super still and stealthy when you do this, otherwise they will spook and all jump in the water. Because they know I'm here, they can feel my presence. So there's a bunch of little guys, there's one there. They're actually hiding in between these cracks. You can see their tails sticking out too. See, one just jumped in the water. There's a couple down there. We're after the big orange one today. There's a ton over there on the bank. You can see them moving. They're probably gonna be hard to catch today because it's warming up, and there's so many heating up. There's one right there, watch this. Oh, we got him. We got him. See how crazy these things are? Calm down, bucko. For some reason, when you grab them, it's almost like they just play dead. They don't even really, they don't seem to really care when you grab them. When you get close to them, they freak out, but you'd expect something like this. You guys see, he's got claws. He's got a big tail he can whip me with. They do have tiny little teeth, but he's playing dead. I guess that's his instinct, but we're gonna let this guy go. I did not hurt him. I just wanted to show you guys this one, and he's got really super pretty colors. This is what most people associate iguanas with, is that real vibrant green. So we're gonna let this guy go. See ya, buddy. And just like that, he's gone. I just found the coolest thing. I've only seen a few wild otters in my life, but there's one perched up on the bank here. Look at him. How cool is that? How cool is that? He's just lounging around. I don't know what he's doing, but I guess I'm not scaring him. Look at him. There's the otter. Look at him. He's just grooming himself, having a good old time on the bank, and the Hillsborough Canal's over there. So it's a really big body of water. See, he doesn't want me to get too close to him. I'll let you go, buddy. I won't disturb you anymore.
Slow. It's on his head. It's on his head. It's on his head. It's on his head. Oh, it's got it. It's got it. He got it. No, he's walking towards me. No, that's creepy.
Man, he's really holding his ground. So we finally got the green iguana we're looking for. And I'll tell you what, yesterday during this cold snap was the day to do it. Now that they're all warmed up, they are super finicky. Look at how beautiful this iguana is. He's got green and orange. Normally when they're all big and orange, it's a lot of the males who are breeding, but these guys are smart, real smart. There's the big green iguana. And these things are terrorizing South Florida, like I said earlier. We need to catch a bigger one. We're gonna go ahead and harvest this guy, but we want a big orange one full of meat for the dinner. The iguanas are cold-blooded, and that's why they're out here sunbathing, and they're always near water, because predators like me, they'll come by and their first instinct is either to crawl up into a tree or dive into the water. That's why they're almost always near water, canals, lakes, because on land something could catch them, but if they can dive in and swim in, they can evade whatever's trying to catch them. It's probably the coldest it's been the last 2 days in sunny South Florida. And what I'm about to show you is an iguana's worst nightmare.
Look, this one wasn't letting me get so close to him. See ya.
They're fast. So you guys see, this one's probably super freshly dead. Yesterday was actually the coldest day out of the year, I think. It was in like the 40s, and these guys do not like cold weather. They're from the Central America, South America, where it's extremely hot, and they do not do well in cold weather. So as Brick and I have been going up and down the canals, there's another dead one right there. You just see them dead everywhere. Sometimes you see a carcass, sometimes you see the whole thing. That's why I'm guessing that this one's probably relatively, it doesn't even smell. It doesn't smell like a rotting corpse. It might have been this morning that he died.
It doesn't even have like ants on it or anything.
Nope. So there's another dead one we just saw. There's one over there, one over here, but then there's 3 or 4 that are still alive. So I don't know what determines why some of them make it, why some of them don't. Maybe one of them finds a really warm spot where they really warmed up their temperature throughout the day, and then others don't. But this guy, that guy, did not make the cold snap.
The wind's blowing it really hard. Oh, he got it, he got it, he got it. He got it. He got it.
We got number 2. And the biggest thing today is the wind. I got to get super close to these things because my noose is flying around in the wind, and I'm not able to really precisely get it around their necks. And I'm very surprised. You can dangle it, hit their eyeballs, everything with that noose, and they just don't get scared.
I think they don't get scared because I think bugs fly around them all day. And I feel like it probably feels like a bug just like flying around their head.
Probably. And they're probably so focused on us as the bigger thing that they're not worried about what is on them. We got a dinosaur, a big old orange Bertha over there. So Burke's gonna stay back here because we don't want too many feet on the ground scaring this thing. This could be the one that makes dinner.
Go real slow. Oh my god, he's huge. There he goes.
And I gotta throw this out there because I know that these types of videos get a lot of hate. This is 100% legal and highly encouraged by the FWC, which is Florida's Wildlife Game Commission. They want you to go out and kill iguanas if they're on your personal property or in publicly managed lands, because these are highly invasive species. They do a tremendous amount of damage and are really bad for farmers and just all sorts of things. They're not meant to be here. So that is why we go ahead and harvest these legally. I'm going to show you guys how we went and caught these, but I didn't explain it while we were out there. So what I did is, you can go ahead and use a little BB gun or an air rifle to kill these guys. I built a little noose. All this is a piece of tough line, and I made a little loop knot here, and I basically made a noose. And what we did is, you saw these iguanas just tanning on the side of the canal or just along the bank, and you go up to them really sneakily, and you get this to go over their heads. You pull it tight, and then you got your iguana. To dispatch them, I'll have all the stuff on how FWC encourages you guys to dispatch them humanely and legally down in the description box below. I have never cleaned an iguana before. I've cleaned lots of fish in my day, but I've watched a few videos, and the first thing we're gonna do is cut off this iguana's head. So we got rid of the head. Head's off. Now, Brooke and I really wanted to get a big iguana, and we had a couple of shots at these big orange iguanas. And the older they get, and especially males, they'll turn this bright orange color, this faint orange color. You actually see a bunch of different varieties. Sometimes they're almost gray looking, but there's all different shades of these iguanas, I guess, depending on their life cycle, the temperature. Also, they'll turn darker when it's cold out to absorb and retain more heat, which I'm assuming one reason they're so dark right now. So what we're gonna do is, we need to skin this iguana. Just the very tip of it, because if you get in too deep, it's kind of fighting you. Just working all the way down the spine, and they got these crazy looking dinosaur, what are those called, Brooke?
I don't know.
Spikes. So we need to do this, basically the whole body of the iguana to take the skin off, and then there's going to be all the meat underneath it. We need to go this way along the belly, very superficially. I do not want to get in there and get in his innards. Okay, we're going to come around here and get in his back legs. And a nice little sharp knife like this Dexter. This is a Dexter boning knife, super easy to do. Brooke just reminded me, another thing that I saw people do is they'll cut the feet off, so we'll do that. That's why I like this boning knife, because it's sturdy, so you could really cut through bone. We gotta get all the legs. Now I'm doing it this way, but I'm sure you could also do it like this, where you have the tip of your knife and you're going up like that. I guess it's a personal preference of what you're more comfortable with. So as you guys see, it is pouring right now and it's very cold. This is probably the worst day to go and try to catch an iguana because they're probably all hiding. We had that little window of opportunity where it was really sunny and there was no clouds or rain, and that's when they were sunning themselves and they're really easy to see. But weather took a turn for the worse and we wanted to get a lot more iguanas for a big family dinner, but the weather had a different idea. So now this is what we got. All the legs, front and back, the belly, the top, and now we should be able to just peel the skin right off. I'll tell you what, it doesn't smell. You'd think that these things that are living outside, but iguanas are vegetarians and they have a pretty good diet. Once you get it going, it really starts to go too. Okay, so this is what our iguana looks like with the skin off, just as you'd imagine. Meat looks good. I went about that way to the tail because it starts to get super thin and I don't think you're gonna get much as you get down there. Maybe you guys know something I don't know, comment below. And now we opened up its chest cavity. Okay, we opened up the chest cavity and now we're just gonna remove all of the innards and trying to not puncture anything. He's got a lot of innards, which I'm sure the catfish will appreciate. That's the rest. So now we're gonna go ahead and rinse out the gut cavity. So now I'm gonna butcher it into different sections. So right here, your hind legs. We got one. I can't smell anything. I really can't. And that's the God honest truth. I can't smell anything. We got our tail. We got our legs. Never cooked iguana. I know people have said it's tough, so I think I'm gonna make some type of stew out of it, cook it in a lot of liquid. That way it really tenderizes it. And I'm so excited. So enough talking. Let's get in the kitchen and whip up something good. Now, a little bit more about the butcher box. So, as I was talking earlier, so Brooke and I have a subscription every month where we get this box every single month, gets delivered to our door. It comes with dry ice and it's full of chicken, steak, chicken wings, salmon, scallops. There are so many things to choose from. You guys can do curated boxes, so you can mix and match, pick what you want in your box, or they have pre-made boxes for you. And right now, Butcher Box is offering my subscribers free chicken wings for life. So that means whatever box you guys choose, they're gonna add 3 pounds of chicken wings to your box for the rest of your life. That's where the free chicken wings for life comes in. But you guys have to use the link that's on the screen here or in the description box below to get that deal, and act on it fast because it's only going on until February 3rd. We've cooked scallops, we've cooked steak, we've cooked so many different really high quality chicken, everything from the Butcher Box. We really thoroughly enjoy it. Not just saying that because it's a sponsored video, we really do like it. And to show you guys the proof in the pudding, we're gonna go ahead and make these chicken wings tonight. I thought it would add a really nice twist to the video because, you know, when people try new things like alligator or rabbit or iguana, they always seem to compare it to chicken. Well, this is what the iguana looks like all cleaned up. What I did was, I did not keep any of the rib meat because I didn't have very big iguanas, but these are the legs. Depending on the size of the iguana, I either cut the legs in half or I kept them whole. And then at the bottom of this bowl, let me show you guys what the tail meat looks like. So from everything I've read and seen, people say this is the best cut of the iguana. This is the tail meat, and I cut it into 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch long sections. And then I also filleted a little bit off the end. It's all dark meat. It seems to be really good. So let's get started on tonight's dinner. We're gonna go ahead and season our wings with big, coarse sea salt, ginger. We're gonna be making a honey, garlic, ginger, soy type sauce. Well, actually, this is garlic powder. We're gonna do some garlic powder. These are gonna be tossed in a sauce, but we wanna do a dry rub as well. And then some ground ginger. Okay, and then a little bit of chili powder. Okay, and then the final ingredient, black pepper. You know, I'm gonna use the tongs to mix them so that way it doesn't stick to my hands, and we make sure we get enough of our seasoning. And I did pat these wings dry really good, because moisture is the enemy when it comes to getting things crispy and for the searing process, so they are as dry as can be. So the way I'm cooking the wings is, this is a Camp Chef woodwind pellet grill. We're gonna get a lot of smoky flavor. So I'm just gonna put them on the grill grates like that. And they should cook for about 45 minutes to an hour, but we're gonna keep checking on the temperature as they cook. For our chicken wing sauce, what we're gonna toss our chicken wings in, this is what we're doing, soy sauce. About 1/4 cup, some honey, a little bit more honey than we have soy, and now a good amount of fresh garlic. And we're also gonna put in fresh garlic on top of the wings, chili powder. We're going bold, we're taking the top off. When it's acceptable to take your tops off in the kitchen. And we're also taking the top off of the ginger. I'm gonna season our iguana with black pepper, garlic powder, and salt. Wait till you guys see these wings. Oh, baby. Feels so good already. We got the outdoor cooker again. This is the Camp Chef one, and we're gonna brown up some chicken sausage. Okay, so next up, chicken wings are doing good in the oven. Well, in the pellet grill. This is our chicken sausage. Now I'm gonna add some celery and onion. Give it a good stir. We're gonna add in some garlic now. A lot of garlic. Save some for our wings. And then this is a mixture of yellow, orange, and red bell peppers. One whole thing of chicken stock. A 6-ounce can of tomato paste. So we got our mixture, bell peppers, onions, celery, tomato paste, chicken stock in a, I brought it up to a boil. Now we're gonna add our iguana in. Here's the secret ingredient, vegeta. You don't find it in a lot of stores. It's usually at the European food store. So I think the chicken wings have been on for about 45 minutes, around 350, 375. And I'll tell you what, firsthand already, I've tried them and they are good. Take a look at these chicken wings. Beautiful and crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. And like I told you guys, I love chicken wings. I can't stand when I get a good sauce on a wing and a bad cut of meat. Every single one of these aren't extremely fatty, perfect amount of fat on them, and they came out real good. So what we're gonna do is, we have our sauce right here. I added a little bit cornstarch to thicken it up, and we're gonna go ahead and pour it over, and we're gonna toss our wings. Just look at that. Tell me your mouth isn't watering right now behind your computer screen or phone, wherever you're watching it on.
Look how gorgeous. Oh my gosh, good. Very good, Victor. I hope the iguana tastes this good.
Really crispy.
Crispy?
Oh yeah.
There's my wing, and I can tell you right now, as a chicken wing connoisseur, these wings are where it's at. The sauce can only take a wing so far, the way you cook it can only take it so far, but the actual quality of the wing, that's what me and Fisher were talking about, that's like the most important thing for me. Not too big, not too small, the right amount of fat, the right amount of skin, and these are seriously so good. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I am absolutely ready.
Okay, that should be a good starting point.
Okay. I was thinking, you know, that it wasn't going to be that easy to eat, but it's real easy to eat.
So you're saying it's tender?
It's tender. It's better than I thought it was going to be. I also figured if anybody could take iguana and make it taste good, it would be Victor. And I'm not trying to get the sauces. I'm trying to eat the iguana. And these little pieces without bones, they're way better than I thought they'd be. No, it's actually good.
Okay. So the meat itself is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I said, I'm not sure what it tastes like. It's actually good. I'm surprised.
There's a stigma there in your mind. You know, you've eaten chicken wings all your life and you know just how to go about eating them. So the bone structure is a little different. But the way Victor cooked it, it's just falling off the bone. And it's really amazingly good. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
It's kind of like frog legs or alligator, where it's just kind of in its own category. The closest thing to it might be chicken. It is really good. Before I got here, I was honestly a little worried I was gonna be weirded out by eating iguana. But when I saw it already prepared, like filleted in a bowl, the meat it was really clean and everything. And I was like, I don't know why I have this idea iguana is gonna be nasty, but it looked good before it was cooked. And with this sauce and everything, it looks pretty and it actually tastes really good. I kind of feel foolish for thinking iguana was gonna be bad, because it's actually a good meat.
All right, well, I just finished my plate. This was the first time I ever had iguana, and it's funny because, like, when we were younger, growing up, we used to feed the iguanas in our yard. They would come in on the dock, and we would throw them strawberries and grapes, and we'd see how close they could come to us, and then later on, we would get annoyed by them, and they would poop all over our dock and poop on the boat, and we just started hating them eventually, and there were so many of them. So it's kind of funny how we went from loving them to kind of hating them. And now there's so many, and you see them everywhere. Everywhere you go, anywhere close to water, you see them. When people have gardens around here, they hate them because they eat their gardens. I thought it was kind of chewy. Like, people say it tastes like chicken. Yeah, I can see where that comes from. But I personally thought that it was more chewy than chicken. But the sauce Victor made and everything was amazing. So I think you did a very, very good job on your sauce. Everything's very, very good. Would I eat iguana again? Yeah. Would I go out to try to catch it because I love it? Probably not. But it was good. So good job, Vic.
Thank you, Bert. So I think that the feeling's pretty mutual all around the table. And if you guys look, this pot was pretty much full. And we ate almost all of the iguana. So one thing I wanted to show you. So there's two cuts of the meat. There's the leg and the tail. And basically, you went around the table and some people said the tail's chewier, some people said the leg's chewier. Personally, I like the legs. I thought they were so tender. I thought it was more tender than chicken. But there was also 4 different iguanas. So Brooke said that she had a lot of chewy pieces. It could have just been that animal and its particular life cycle or whatever, its diet. This is a piece of the leg. That's my favorite part right there. Nothing chewy about it. Super tender, super flavorful. People always want to compare things to chicken. I would say if you saw it on your plate, you would think it's chicken. It doesn't taste like chicken. It tastes like iguana. It's probably, I think it's the most bland animal I've ever eaten. If I had to say something, I've eaten rabbit, chicken, beef, everything. It doesn't have much flavor. It takes on the flavor of what you cook it in. So as long as you know how to cook, you're gonna make iguana taste good. And then there's the tail section, which were these sections we cut up. And I thought the tail was much chewier, and I was very surprised because everybody says that the tail is supposed to be like the filet mignon, the the really good cut of the iguana, and I thought it was much tougher than the legs. But all in all, super good.
Personally, I can't get over the fact that I'm eating iguana. Just like in my head, I can't get over it. But flavor-wise, like, yeah, it was good. I couldn't really compare it to... I kind of compare it to chicken. It does taste like chicken to me. But I just can't get over the fact that it's iguana.
No, I'm proud Gabby ate it because she seemed like she wasn't gonna try it, but after she heard everybody and their ums and ahs, she started eating it. I would definitely have it again. I actually loved it. I was super surprised. I went in thinking it was gonna be whatever, but it was really good. It would probably take me a while before I wanted to catch my own and clean my own iguana, but as long as Victor's serving it, I'll put it on my plate.
Everybody seems to be comparing it to chicken, but it seems like everybody likes to compare everything to chicken. If I was gonna compare that to anything texture-wise and how I was eating those legs, it would be frog legs. There was something about the meat that was more similar to frog legs to me than anything else. I mean, it was iguana, but picking it off the bones kind of seemed a little more like frog legs than chicken.
So I completely get it. There's probably those of you at home who are thinking, why the heck would you eat an iguana? Like I said before, first of all, they're invasive. FWC encourages you to kill them. And you okay there?
Sorry.
And I get why.
Come on, start over.
So I get why people wouldn't want to eat them. You see them on the side of the road. They're on canals. They're on the street. They don't look like they should be something you eat. They're a lizard. They're a reptile. They're literally sitting on the side of the road. But they're really good, and their diets are really good. And they're legal to get, so if you guys have never tried it before, I highly suggest doing it. I'll have a couple of links below. Thank you guys for watching, and do not forget about those chicken wings. As much as I like the iguanas, I still like chicken wings the most. So do not sleep on that deal. Do not sleep on that deal. 3 pounds of chicken wings for life up here on the screen, as well as in the description box below. Until that next one, see ya.